Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to go over my White Forest deck profile for post-Alliance Insight. They got a couple new cards, so I'll start off by going over the new cards, then I'll explain my deck list and my card choices, my reasonings. So first of all, they got a new field spell, Witch of the White Forest. It reads, when this card is activated, you can add one White Forest monster from your deck to your hand, but you cannot special summon dark monsters from the extra for the rest of the turn. So obviously, like with deck one, it more consistency, and not only is it consistency, but it's consistency that you can send for like your spells and trap, like it's spell and trap, so that's pretty good. It does lock you out of darks, so you can't really go into your Azamina package like afterwards, but it's still good enough. And then also has two other effects. The first time each White Forest monster you control will be destroyed by battle. Each turn it is not, which is kind of small. And then you can target one White Forest monster you control. It is treated as a tuner. Not super relevant, but it might come up. And then the other new cards are this package. So they got Diabel's the White Witch, which reads, this card is always treated as a White Forest card. Monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control two or more Diabell monsters. It might come up, but it's like small. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can send a spell and trap from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send a Sinful Spoils or Diabell card from your deck to your hand. So the Diabell card you send is this one, Curse of Diabell. It says if you control two or more Diabell monsters, send one monster you control to the graveyard, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. If this card is sent to the graveyard, which is the important effect, or banished from the hand or deck, you can add a Diabell spell trap from your deck to your hand. So what you normally do is you go Diabells, summon it, send this trap, Curse of Diabell, and this will trigger, and adding Filia Diabell. And Filia Diabell lets you add a level 8 or higher Diabell monster from your deck to your hand, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon instead. So you get that, add this Rhoda, and then this Rhoda will add the Diabell Star Vengeance, which says this card is always treated as a Sinful Spoils card. You can banish a spell and trap from your hand or graveyard, special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. In a quick effect, you can pay half of your life points. Sorry, half your life points. Target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Then if another Diabell monster card is on the field, which is the White Witch, you can special summon one Tuner Synchro from your extra deck, which is really, really good. An Illusion Spellcaster. So it's multiple disruptions, value summoning from extra deck. Well, turn one at least, so that's crazy. But yeah, starting off with the reasons my deck choices, my card choices. We have 3 field spell, 1 terraforming. Some people are maxing out on this. It's not the best starter, obviously. However, I still think you would have maxed out on it because I think the deck is lacking consistency, even now a little bit. So I just want to play as many like consistency cards as I can. 3 LZ and 3 Sylvie. I mean, obviously it's standard. The deck has like 10 really good cards open. Every other card kind of feels meh, but in comparison, but yeah, consistency. One a Stellar. A Stellar is a controversial card. Most people don't play it. I like a Stellar because I think it helps it makes Field Spell better versus Droll and Perulia. So I think it's important to play. Because let's say like you have Field Spell as your like main play and you get Drolled, you have no plays pretty much unless you open like other specific stuff. Whereas if you only have Field Spell, you can choose to add a Stellar, and then you can at least have some plays like into Droll or more plays into Perulia. So I think a Stellar is pretty solid. Then I'm playing each of this package. So one White Witch, one Vengeance, one Diabell, and one Curse of Diabell. Uh, yeah, this card is pretty. These cards are pretty cool. They help you a lot versus Fua because it's multiple disruptions with 0 draws under Fua. And Diabell is a White Forest card, so you can get access to it with like the LZ, with the Witch, with your Woes, and with the Reclea. So you have multiple ways to get access to it, which is pretty cool. Some of these cards can kind of be bricky sometimes, but also weirdly enough, sometimes they can be really good to draw. So yeah, 2 Wanted, 1 Deception, and 1 Witch. I'm not playing a big Sinful Spoils package. I feel like these cards are not that great to draw. They don't really get you to engine. Yes, you could do the Chorozo line, however, it's kind of fragile. I'm not gonna lie, and it's not like a great way to start your plays. So I decided to play a smaller package instead. I'm playing 2 Wanted and not 1 because I think you want access to a second one for the grind game. And even though like it's not the cards aren't great to draw, I still think it's fine to play like a couple of starters for this because the cards are just like it's still okay enough that I'm fine with running 2, but I'd rather allocate the deck space for like other cards. So yeah, 1 Azamina LZ. Yeah, the card's not insane to draw, but it's like chill, and you need one. You need it obviously. 1 Woes. This card is or Tail, sorry, this card is also not amazing to draw, but you need it. Sinful Spoils the White Forest. This card is cool because it gives. Let's say you like walk yourself with Witch, it gives you like something to get off your Sinful Spoils engine, so that's nice. One Hollowed, obviously, two Engraver, one Lakba, and one Sanct. So why am I playing the Fiendsmith cards? So in my opinion, this deck is weak versus a couple things. Number one, the deck is weak versus Joel and Lockbird. Joel and Lockbird is very good versus deck. Number two, the deck is weak versus Perulia. Perulia is very good versus deck. Number three, the deck has consistency issues. And yeah, it has other issues too, like deck, but I think those are some of the main three. And in my eyes, I feel like Fiendsmith Engine kind of fixes these. For starters, let's look at consistency. Even though Fiendsmith doesn't necessarily get you directly to your White Forest engine, if you draw like non-engine plus like Engraver, well, Engraver is like setting up like a Fiendsmith like disruption is like not bad. So I think that's pretty decent. It gives you more plays under your Droll because you can like go Engraver, search Saint, or if you get two bodies on the board, you can go into the Moonlink, which is nice. Um, and then Perulia, obviously drawing Engraver is pretty good to Perulia as well. And if you get bodies on board, even if you don't draw Engraver, it lets you do more into Perulia. So I think Fiendsmith Engine is pretty solid in this deck, and I'm a big fan of it. Then for the non-engine, one called by, I think this deck is fine versus some hand traps like Ash and Valor, but like Joel, Perulia, like I said, are pretty good, so you want to stop them. And also, this card is pretty decent going second to the meta, because you can call by like a Murakamo when they go Prayer Tribute it. They don't have Purification. Well, I mean, obviously, like, yeah, they have Purification first, but you know what I mean. If you're able to do that, which is nice, and sometimes you can, against Malice going second, you can call by like a White Binder or something, which is cool, especially if they aren't like a GWC type card. Uh, three Fualos and two Perulia, two Meows. Right now, the format is looking like you need high impact non engine, so I chose to play the Molcharmies as mine. One Ash, three Ash, sorry, and three Nibiru, and one Infirm. Ash is here because it's decent, but it can stop the enemy Molcharmies, which is pretty nice. And you do want some other cards to draw into with your Molcharmies, like other hand traps. Three Nibiru. I think it's the best card to draw into with Molcharmy versus Malice, so I decided to play three, and then one Imperm, which I know seems a little bit weird. However, I feel like Imperm. Basically, I wanted to play one Imperm for Thrust, just to have the option. However, I didn't have the space in the side deck, and I did kind of want to play another non-engine card in the main deck, so I decided to main the one Imperm. So yeah. For the extra deck, one of the Poplar, one Reclea, one Silvera, and one Diabell, and then one of the Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. I guess also a new card. These are also new cards too. I'll go over them right now. This one says if it's special summon, you can target two white forest monsters in the graveyard, place them in the spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. During your main phase, your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect synchro summon. So you can summon it off of the Vengeance or the Diabell. It's level 4. And then, yeah, this is another option. And then the Vengeance Dragon lets you, during the main phase, you can target one face-up monster in the field or in the graveyard, place it as a continuous spell. And then during the battle phase, you can pop a monster and a continuous spell. So it's like double removal, especially like my second, which is nice. One Azamina, Ilia Sylvia, yeah. One of this, the Rhoda one. One of Soul. This is just like an option to summon off the Sinful Spoils White Forest, so there's that. One Moa Regina. You can use this to like help when you get into Brood. And then some weird game saves. One Desiree, because I'm playing Fiendsmith. One Guardian Chimera, also for the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. Requiem, Moon, Sequence, and SP for utility, and sometimes you can make it in your end board. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I think the deck is pretty decent. I'm still messing around with it. I might end up changing some things, but I'm liking this so far. Something to note is I do kind of want to play Wave King in the extra deck because I do feel like Wave King is just really good. Like Wave King is better than Desiree, honestly, versus like some decks sometimes. So I kind of want to play the Wave King. In terms of what I would cut for the Wave King, like probably like something like Guardian Chimera maybe, or like something like that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the deck profile, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Take care.